When Blackbeard ate the second devil fruit, this got me thinking, what are the best devil fruit combinations out there? How come Blackbeard never thought of them? After all, he had knowledge of the devil fruits he wanted to consume and actively constructed his plans based on them. If Blackbeard was a bit smarter, he could have ended One Piece almost 800 chapters ago. And here's how. These are the 31 most insanely broken devil fruit combinations. And believe me, some of them are unbeatable. There are 6 different categories, all depending on which is the first devil fruit that will be used. And the one with the most number of broken combinations is none other than Nico Robin's Hana Hana no Mi, or flower fruit in English, at 17 insane combinations in total. This devil fruit allows the user to create not only multiple arms on their own body, but pretty much anywhere they want within a given space. And this includes even the bodies of opponents. I mean, just ask Frankie, and I'm pretty sure he still has nightmares with what Robin did to him. Well, you better believe that when combined with certain devil fruits, this already broken devil fruit becomes unfair to fight against. For example, have you ever thought what would happen if the Hana no Mi was combined with the Hobby no Mi that was originally eaten by sugar? The main strength of this fruit is that it allows the user to transform other people or animals into toys by touch. Upon transforming a person into a toy, the user can create a contract with the victims, forcing them to follow every order given at that point. So not only the victims become toys, they also lose their own will. The only downside of that devil fruit was that the user needed to touch the opponent so that this devil fruit ability could activate. You see where I'm going with this? If the user possesses both the Hana and the Hobby no Mi, all he needs to do is grow a body part on their opponent and touch them. There's literally no way to stop this. That was unavoidable, right? Well, listen to the next one. What if the Hana no Mi was combined with the Gura no Mi, or earthquake devil fruit in English, that was originally eaten by Whitebeard? A single touch is all it takes to create a friggin' earthquake. Of course, this ability is not limited to just the earth, but rather anything the user touches. I mean, damn, Whitebeard broke the very air when attacking. And don't even get me started on that punch on Akainu. Without plot armor, Akainu's head would have become scrambled eggs. So if the dual devil fruit user can sprout arms on his opponent out of nowhere, just imagine the damage caused by single touches on the head could do. Even if Akainu survived that one punch, it's not the same if this attack gets repeated all the time. After all, it's not like there's any way for someone to counter it, especially if the dual devil fruit user keeps their distance. Once again, unplayable. But how about less overpowered devil fruits? You see, even devil fruits we saw before the time skip and are generally considered pretty weak, when combined with the Hana no Mi, they become insanely broken. For example, the Kilo no Mi that was originally eaten by Mikita. This fruit's primary ability is to manipulate the user's weight at will, as measured in kilograms. The minimum weight achievable is 1 kilogram, light enough to float with the wind using an umbrella. The user's maximum weight is 10,000 kilograms, dropping with intense force to crush their opponents below or shatter the ground where they land. At full weight, the user can severely injure even animals as large as dinosaurs. So imagine if the dual devil fruit user grows an arm on their opponent and then makes that arm 10,000 kilograms. If that's not enough on its own, depending on the strength of the opponent, well, there are certain moves that make this move even more lethal. For example, grabbing the opponent by the neck, or even, you know, more sensitive areas for certain opponents. Damn, that hurts just by thinking about it. Another weak devil fruit that would become top tier in the hands of the Hana no Mi user is the Baku no Mi, or Munch devil fruit in English, that was eaten by Wapol. The fruit's major strength, as demonstrated by Wapol, is that the user gains the ability to stretch their mouths to large sizes and be able to eat things in massive proportions. It also strengthens their teeth and their digestive system, allowing them to consume things that would otherwise be inedible or toxic to regular people, ranging from inanimate objects such as weapons to living creatures such as humans. The user can then transform any part of their body into whatever they had eaten, enabling them to produce weapons for offensive capabilities, or they can fuse objects or creatures together to create new things. So all the dual devil fruit users need to do is grow a mouth on their opponent and start biting. I mean, yeah, creating such an overpowered villain that has an ability this goofy is certainly something Oda would do. Up next, the Pika no Mi that was eaten by Kizaru. The user of this devil fruit can control, create, and transform into the element of light. As such, the user is able to utilize light-based attacks, including shooting laser beams from their hands, fingers, or feet, summoning light flashes to blind opponents, and undergoing partial transformations into light itself that enable physical attacks that connect at light speed, which can cause devastating damage. So all it takes for these attacks to become unavoidable is for the dual devil fruit user to create a limb on the opponent, fire a light attack from point-blank distance, and that's pretty much it. We're done. Even though the devil fruit of one admiral would be insanely broken when combined with the Hana no Mi? What about the devil fruit of another admiral? You see, a very similar destructive power would come through the Hie Hie no Mi, or ice fruit in English, that was originally eaten by Aokiji. The dual devil fruit user grows a limb on the opponent and fires an icing attack that is, once again, unavoidable. Sooner or later, the victim would lose from the consecutive and highly damaging ice attacks. A very similar situation would also apply with the Goro Goro no Mi, that was originally eaten by Enel. A holder of this Logia power can create, control, and transform into electricity, effectively becoming lightning incarnate. They can discharge varying amounts of electricity from their body to manipulate as they please, even including attacks of up to 200 million volts. Given the sheer destructive power that is inherent to lightning, this ability seems remarkably strong, even by Logia standards, and grants overwhelming attack power, as well as high speed and versatility. Many consider this devil fruit invincible to begin with, and let's face it, without Luffy's rubber body, Luffy would get absolutely fried against Enel. If the user can fire these attacks from point-blank distance, every single attack would land, dealing significant damage, or even instantly killing the opponent. Next, picture this: 1,000 Gatling elephant guns coming out of nowhere. That would be possible when combining the Hana no Mi with the Gomu Gomu no Mi, or as recently known by the new name, Hito Hito no Mi Model Nika. You see, the Hana no Mi gives the ability to the user to create up to 1,000 arms. Imagine if this ability is combined with the Gomu Gomu no Gatling elephant gun. The entire sky would be covered with gigantic arms, ready to obliterate everything in their path. Pretty insane, right? But that was nothing in front of the next devil fruit that once again has no actual ways to counter. The word for Bonnie's devil fruit, the Toshi Toshi no Mi, or in English, age fruit. The main strength of the fruit is that it allows the user to freely manipulate the aging process of anything, including the user, other people, or even objects. The user can easily cripple opponents by rapidly aging their intended targets into their senior years, or regressing them into small, weak children. So in reality, all it takes for the dual devil fruit user is to create an arm on the opponent, touch them, and turn them into either a baby or a very old version of themselves, rendering them unable to fight. The fight is now over. For our 10th devil fruit, let's speak about one of the most overpowered devil fruits that is unfortunately wildly underappreciated. Which devil fruit do I mean? None other than the Noro Noro no Mi of Foxy. The Noro Noro no Mi allows the user to fire special particles called Noroma photons. Those particles slow down anything they hit for 30 seconds, be it people, objects, or even the space itself. In that amount of time, the user can do anything to the slowed down object. I mean, damn, when combined with the Hana no Mi, this devil fruit becomes a JoJo reference, as it basically has the same effect as the world. The dual devil fruit user creates an arm on the opponent and fires the Noro beam as many times as needed. The opponent is slowed down, and the victory is pretty much guaranteed. But wait, because once again, even weak devil fruits can become a fearful combination when being consumed alongside the Hana no Mi. For example, the Toge Toge no Mi, or else known as Spike fruit in English, allows the user to sprout long and sharp spikes from their body. This means that the user can transform any of their body parts, be it their arms, feet, facial features, or even hair, into a deadly spear and quickly impale anything in their way. So yeah, a body part that can instantly become a spear would surely be a problem for any opponent to face, especially when that spear grows out of nowhere on their body. I mean, damn, this combination would create some pretty violent attacks. But a devil fruit that would be even more violent when combining with the Hana no Mi is none other than Crocodile's devil fruit, the Suna Suna no Mi, or else known as Sand fruit. If the user can touch the opponent, then they can basically dry him out and turn him into dust. With the use of the Hana no Mi, the problem of touching the opponent is eliminated, and thus, the user could instantly inflict non-reversible damage to their victims. Next, how about the Mato Mato no Mi, or else Mark fruit in English? This devil fruit allows the user to mark any opponent they touch, and then whatever item is thrown at them, they will always find the way to land on the marked target. The only drawback of this devil fruit is that the user needs to touch the opponent, and thus needs to come close. But when combining with the Hana no Mi, the user can keep the distance, remain hidden, touch the opponent with a sprouted arm, and then start throwing all kinds of objects at the opponent, bullets included. The next 4 devil fruits were seen once again all the way back even before the time skip, and 2 of them are not even considered particularly strong either. The first one is the Buki Buki no Mi, or else known as Weapon fruit. As the name suggests, the Buki Buki no Mi gives the user the ability to change change their body into any kind of weapon. So in a typical fashion, like the previous cases, the dual devil fruit can fire with their weapon from point-blank range. Another rather weak devil fruit that would work great with the Hana Hana no Mi is the Bomu Bomu no Mi, or else known as Bomb Bomb fruit. The user of this devil fruit can detonate their entire body or limbs in a manner akin to a living human bomb, generating powerful explosive forces that harm anything but the user itself. So in the hands of a user that can sprout limbs on their opponents, this would be a guaranteed lethal combination. Next, did you ever imagine that the Horu Horu no Mi, or else known as Hormone fruit, would be among the god-tier combinations? Well, listen to this. The user can create special hormones that can quickly and drastically alter the body of any person they are injected into in any way the user desires, effectively allowing the user to remodel a human from the inside out on a genetic level. The user can also turn their fingers into syringe-like needles, which they use to inject the hormones into a target's body. So once again, where the user of this fruit can instantly touch the opponent whenever they desire, this is once again game over before the fight even begins. And finally, the last Hana no Mi combination is the Doku Doku no Mi, or else known as the Venom fruit. The user of this devil fruit can create and control a wide range of poisons that can vary in strength and form, ranging from a mild irritant to a strong paralyzing agent, all the way to a deadly and highly corrosive toxin. Plus, the user can produce these poisons in both liquid and gaseous states. So once again, with the use of the Hana no Mi, this combination becomes unavoidable. Alright, even though the Hana no Mi took over 50% of the video, in reality, it was only one of the 6 base devil fruits used to create these 31 unmatchable devil fruit combinations. In the second category, with 5 combinations, is the Gasu Gasu no Mi that was originally eaten by Kaiser Cloud. This devil fruit's main strength is that it can produce any type of gas substance. Believe me, that's a huge deal when combining with some devil fruits. For example, when combined with the Bomu no Mi that we explained earlier, this could allow the user to create an odorless and invisible gas throughout the area so that the opponent does not realize and then simply ignite it from a distance with the use of the Bomu no Mi. This combination would be perfect, especially when the opponent is not prepared for it. Something very similar happens with the Mera Mera no Mi. Just like in our previous cases, the user creates an odorless and invisible gas, and with the use of the Mera Mera no Mi, they ignite it, causing a huge explosion that can obliterate entire countries. In reality, the Gasu Gasu no Mi combines exceptionally well with any devil fruit that can ignite the produced gas from afar. So let's just quickly mention the other 2 we have in our list. The first is the Goro Goro no Mi that can create lightning and thus strike the gas from afar, causing it to violently explode. The last lightning-type devil fruit for the Gasu no Mi is the Magu Magu no Mi that once again, when fired from afar, it can violently cause the gas to explode and obliterate the entire area. Moving on to the last combination of the Gasu Gasu no Mi. I'll let you guess which one this is. Small hint, it took half the video so far. Yep, the Hana Hana no Mi would combine exceptionally well with the Gasu Gasu no Mi as well. The user creates some arms on the opponent and sprays them with a paralyzing gas. As easy as it gets. Next, we have the third base devil fruit used for insane combinations. This time, the Yami Yami no Mi. Originally consumed by Blackbeard, this devil fruit allows the user to control darkness and its unique property of gravity. The darkness is visually demonstrated by a black smoke-like substance spreading out from the user's body. This darkness is a void that devours and crushes everything. Due to this, the user can absorb physical matter and attacks of any type by sucking it into the darkness. The user can also use this ability to irresistibly pull the opponent to them, regardless of their current state. Even though this devil fruit does have some weakness, when combined with either of the 3 devil fruits we have collected, this devil fruit would be unfair to control. The first of which is the mythical Zoan Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix that was originally consumed by Marco. You see, the main weakness of the Yami Yami no Mi is that the user is prone to injuries from physical attacks. That's where the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix comes in. With the use of the blue flames of resurrection, the user receives insane regeneration abilities that more than make up for the weakness of the Yami Yami no Mi. The result? A never-ending fighting machine that can instantly regenerate at all times. Another devil fruit that would have similar abilities with the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix is the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi. This devil fruit allows the user to exert or even reflect physical damage. So in reality, Blackbeard being put on a near-death state could actually prove to be beneficial in a fight, as he can conceal this pain and damage and then fire it as an attack. Once again, the main weakness of the Yami Yami no Mi is covered. Finally, for the Yami Yami no Mi, we have once again the main protagonist of this video, the Hana Hana no Mi. Not only the weakness of the Yami Yami no Mi is covered, as the user can now fight from a distance, but the unpredictability of this combination is once again unmatched. The user grows an arm on the opponent and fires darkness-based attacks. Once again, unbeatable. On to the fourth category, where we have the Suke Suke no Mi, or Clear Clear Fruit in English, that was originally consumed by both Absolom and Shiryu. The main ability of this devil fruit is that it can turn its user invisible. For this category, we have two overpowered combinations. The first is the Hobby Hobby no Mi, that can turn users into toys with practically a single touch. On its own, the devil fruit was pretty overpowered as it is. Now imagine if you add an invisibility factor to this ability. The only ones who would maybe stand a chance against this devil fruit combination are users with extremely advanced observation haki. However, even for those, it becomes very difficult to counter for a prolonged fight. After all it takes is a single touch, and the battle is decided. Next, did you think that the Hana Hana no Mi does not go well with this devil fruit? Well, think again. If the user can create additional limbs, not only will the limbs be invisible, and thus might not be observed even if they are on the opponent's body, this combination allows for the user to create multiple invisible traps with limbs waiting all over the place to attack. Once again, almost impossible to counter. For the fifth category, we have the Ope Ope no Mi that was originally consumed by Trafalgar Law. The Ope Ope no Mi allows its user to remodel the world around them as if by operating on it, by conjuring a blue, transparent, spherical force field of sorts that is centered around the user, dubbed as Room by Law. They gain control over everything inside that territory, from living beings to inanimate objects. As put by Smoker, the Ope Ope no Mi's user becomes the surgeon. They circle the operating room, and those caught inside are the patients on the operating table. This devil fruit has two overpowered combinations. The first of which is once again the Hana Hana no Mi. The dual devil fruit user can create arms on their opponent and instantly cut them in half with the use of the Ope Ope no Mi. As long as the haki of the user is strong enough, this ability is as broken as it gets. For the next point, we have none other than the user of the Screen Time devil fruit, Shanks. What do I mean by that? Well, if you give Shanks the Ope Ope no Mi, he does not even need a second devil fruit to become the strongest in the universe. Why? Because as far as we know, and at the time of making this video, of course, Shanks has the strongest haki in One Piece. The ability of the Ope no Mi to transfer opponents within room is neutralized if the opponent has stronger haki than them. But with Shanks, since he's the strongest haki user we know so far, all Shanks needs to do is create a room that will also cover much more area since the haki of Shanks is much stronger than Law's, and then transfer the opponent into the sea. If the opponent is a devil fruit user, then he'll drown. If the user's not a devil fruit user and fights with the use of haki, then once again, Shanks takes this fight, since he has stronger haki than them. Finally, in our sixth category, we have the Pika Pika no Mi that was originally eaten by Kizaru. This devil fruit has two combinations that would once again be insane to possess. What's the first combination? The Hobby Hobby no Mi that allows the user to turn their opponents into toys. Hear me out. The Pika Pika no Mi allows the user to turn into light and practically move at the speed of light. Combining with the fact that now all it takes for the battle to be over is a single touch, this combo cannot be countered. For a very similar reason, the Toshi Toshi no Mi that allows the user to turn whatever they touch into either a baby or a very old person, all it takes for the battle to finish is a single touch. Combining that with moving at the speed of light, this is again unmatched. Check out this video where we present 75 hilarious One Piece references in other anime and manga throughout the years. Go on, click it.